Life is like taking care of this bonsai tree. You know, the bonsai tree, the Japanese approach of small base and the tree growing. And as they grow, you cut, trim here and there to make it in the form that you like. It could be a big tree without bonsai, but the same concept. And the idea like that may be applicable to live our life. Living life is a journey, so you start to get the energy coming into your body and mind, and you figure a way which way to exert your energy, how to, what amount, and how to reflect if there's a mistake or learning, or there's opportunity, you may shift the energy in that direction. So just like a bonsai tree, if you can see your profile of how you're living as if from the third person, you may be able to have fun growing your own tree. So you are the one who does growing with the energy coming from the root of who you are, from the heart. Use the brain and move on. But at the same time, it's like having a mirror. You check how it's going on. And depending on the situation, some branch may get rotten, or it's not wise to have certain branch because the energy will be wasted if it goes the wrong direction. So you may have to cut the branches. I use the term cutting delusion. It's like cutting the branches off from the main. But when you cut it, you do it in certain way so that the energy would not be lost, because if you do it wrong, then the energy may still go in the direction and start to do another branch. But you can cut it so that you can develop a good profile of how you live. Time and energy is limited. That's a good assumption to have. So you want to have this process using your brain and listening to your heart. I emphasize listening part. Using brain, we may be familiar, but we may think that's the only game you play. And if so, if the brain configuration, the software in the brain of how you use it may be limiting your future, because you have conditioned way of thinking. I call it the linear logic, and this is the way, but maybe the branch is too big or too heavy so that it starts to go into the wrong direction. So that's the reason of the PDCA, or check, act, plan, do. You check first, always, or the sila, samadhi, panna. And the sila, samadhi, panna is not just the brain, but connecting to the heart, where the energy is coming out, and heart may tell you how you can connect to the mind or the brain so that the idea will be generated, not narrow-minded linear thinking of ABCD, but rather to synthesize ideas from various backgrounds, the experience you may have had. So that's idea generation, or it could be a wisdom generation, sila, samadhi, panna, with a samadhi at the base, and the heart is representing that activity of how we are connecting from the root of who we are. The energy is generated because we came to this world out of nowhere as the dust of universe, but put together in some configuration. You can call God did it, or the law of nature did it. That's how I often use it, but it doesn't matter how you call it. That energy needs to be channeled and distributed with wisdom and compassion. So that's what I say about my mission, which is to promote wisdom and compassion by connecting to my heart and explain with the logic so that it makes sense, not just the intuition, but logically makes sense so that you can develop this strategy and the process to move on and go through the cycle of reviewing plan, do, check, act, or sila, samadhi, panna repeatedly, you can adjust the direction, and if the branch is too heavy, move balance out. If the wind is strong, then you grow this way, and there's new opportunity coming up. Maybe a nice lady you met. I don't know. It could be a not nice lady, you have to get hooked. I don't know. So anything can happen. But if you learn well or don't learn well, you have the impact to yourself, and your energy may be like into delusion. So if you keep doing the same mistake without learning and reflecting and looking at yourself in the mirror and monitoring and not connecting to the heart, I think that's a sad situation. So this bonsai idea is to find the life as a journey. At the beginning, you have so much energy, you have so much influences, some are good, some are bad, but you're open and you are the only one, in my view. Somebody may, give you some advices and so forth, but you are ultimately feeling the pain or the pleasure. So you use those ideas from the book and the people I call triangulating, so that you have those ideas put together, synthesize it, and put into practice, plan, do, check, act, and see the result logically, but also connecting to the heart if the energy is wasted or not, and the wisdom is not apparent, or the compassion is not there, then you may have a different result than what could be possibly more interesting, fun, and contribute for your own, but for the world. So, in my case, my mission is also related to samadhi, which is no thinking, or no mind, no ego, no self. So, taking myself out and let the wisdom to come from within, and let it come out, and I'm the agent to process it, and go through the plan, do, check, act, sila, samadhi, panna, and make that transition, the growth within myself and the growth for the humanity with the wisdom and compassion, how that can be maximized or aligned to who I am and what I can do. So that's the picture. I don't know if bonsai is a good idea, because it could be a small bonsai or big bonsai or the big tree. But the process of the change, energy distribution, coming up with the ideas and compassion and wisdom, and give a feedback, have a reflection of it, and run your bonsai or live your life. That's the picture. That's the image. That's what I believe. And this is a continuous process, well, until you die. You came from nothing. You do your job with a mission, with this idea. That's what I think is meaningful, because I find the meaning. Maybe you find the meaning in a different way, but that's the process, control, solving problem, reflecting, coming up with wisdom, compassion, ideas, learn, help each other, and move forward. And when you die, you die. You go back to nothing. I mean, that's it. You don't have to think much further about death and what happens after. What can you do? Go back to the no self, no thinking mode. Be at samadhi. And then life may end. But we can do whatever we can, connecting to the heart, expressing the laws of the universe without me involved, but somehow be an agent. Because as humanity, we are here. We can all contribute, and lots of bonsais perhaps. and the bonsai is put together at the bigger bonsai. And if the humanity can learn the lesson and relate it to the energy, the law of the universe, to express whatever we can, given the situation moving forward, I think that makes sense. Thank you. How's your bonsai doing? It's for you to figure out. Put some water, sun, and fertilizing, weeding, and so forth.